Welcome back to Rapid City, South Dakota. Now, just a few seasons back, this team won a title, but a lot has happened since then. Rapid City's final season was a disappointing 6-7 record with 6 straight losses to end it. But the news in the offseason was even worse. This news included a year-long probation from the NCAA with reduced scholarships, a bowl ban, and a show cause for their head coach for covering it all up. Now, to make matters worse, the Big Ten dropped Rapid City from the conference along with their rival, the Fargo University Asteroids. As it turned out, they were in on the recruiting scandal Rapid City was involved in, but both schools are now independent, looking for a new home eventually. They're starting over. So a year has passed since then, and the first order of business for Rapid City was to bring in a coach who could restore the reputation of the program. Finding someone who could build the program with integrity, since now the national title run was seen as a bit of a sham. Some would even put an asterisk on it. There were some great candidates and some bad ones, but they finally landed on hiring former legendary Wyoming wide receiver and offensive coordinator, Danny Dingledumper. Some of y'all might remember him. He's a young and upcoming guy who was coveted by a few teams for the recent success he had as the head coach at ECU. He'll have his work cut out for him as the reduction of scholarships really took a toll on Rapid City. There are only a few guys left on this team that didn't transfer out. Charlie Barrage takes over at quarterback for his senior season, and Willie Parker is still here at wide receiver for another go at it. On defense, the lone returner is Brendan Bearman at middle linebacker. Some new guys caught on at Rapid City like Keontae Truth, Spencer Streets, Scooter McDougie, and Jimmy Beans. We'll begin the season with Eastern Michigan in the tar pit. But before we get to game 1, this dynasty will be on Heisman difficulty with normal coach XP progression. And there is now a Google form you can submit a prospect name in the description or in the pinned comment. I'll choose randomly from that list for guys that commit to Rapid City's future classes, so get a name in there, become a prospect. Now, Dingledumper comes to Rapid City rated as a C- prestige level coach, known for his recruiting and ability to resonate with the young guys. He'll focus on getting the quarterback on campus first, as he knows he only has Barrage for 1 season. He already has his eyes on an athlete from Tennessee. Khalil Rivers has the full court press from Rapid City staff as they try to grab him before Tennessee and their rival Fargo take notice. Now look for more recruiting updates as the season carries on and more names are entered into the pool. Link in the pinned comment. Don't forget. I know some want to know what happened to Jimmy, and yeah, look for Jimmy to make his return in future videos in some capacity. He might even be in the stands. Who knows? Rapid City's got to build that budget back up. Some of these games may have some glitchy moments as my capture card was screwed up. I got it fixed now, but Season 1's going to be a little rough. Season 2, smooth as butter, promise. Also, you may notice the style will change in Season 2. Season 1's more of a narration to get us through Season 1 as quick as possible. And then Season 2, you're going to get some more play-by-play, but shorter, not like the games we had that were almost entire drives in the old Rapid City Dynasty. Now, let's get this show on the road with Eastern Michigan in Week 1. Danny Dingledumper looking right in the Rapid City blue, while Charlie Barrage comes out to lead them in Game 1 of what is hopefully the resurgence of the program. First play from scrimmage, and he shows off the wheels for 11 and a first. Then 2 plays later, Barrage hits Jimmy Beans for a 67-yard touchdown to strike first. Jimmy giving the crowd a nice bow, and he isn't the fastest wide receiver, but he had enough to dust the corner there and get Rapid City on the board first. Next drive, Dante McMillan busts one for 22 yards to get Eastern Michigan in business, and quarterback Cole Snyder follows it up with a 20-yard scamper of his own, all the way down to the 2-yard line. Very nice play. Porter Rooks comes across the field on the jet sweep, and Rapid City has no answer for it. He easily scores and ties the game up at 7, and maybe this is looking like it could be a shootout. Now, let me introduce you to Julius Buford Jr. The kickoff ensues, and Buford takes it from his own end zone straight up the gut all the way to the house. A little dancing in the end zone and pulsing excitement in the stands after that one. 14-7, Rapid City. We're not done with the early fireworks just yet. First play of the next possession for Eastern Michigan as Cole Snyder drops the throw and finds the wrong team as Bubba Van Claiborne undercuts the throw and picks off Snyder to set up Rapid City in scoring range yet again in the first quarter. What a name. You want more fireworks? How about the very next play as Charlie Barrage throws a laser to Willie Parker for another 6. Maybe don't hit that Heisman pose though, Willie. You don't have it like that. So in the blink of an eye, it's now 21-7 Rapid City with 2:05 left in the first quarter. Next drive, Cole Snyder hits a big third down and then another big pass to his tight end to set up another jet sweep to Porter Rooks on third down that is absolutely obliterated by Brendan Bearman. Goodness, what a stop, as the kicker would shank the field goal attempt off the upright the next play. Score stays 21-7 as the teams head to the second quarter. The second quarter would start with more big plays as Barrage dots up Scooter McDougie for 31 on this first down pass. Then Keontae Truth busts a run for 10 up the gut, set up another fantastic read and throw to good old Willie Parker again. And this time, watch Parker lay out for the touchdown. Damn, man. Is Parker going to break out? I don't know. Next drive, Eastern Michigan goes 3 and out. It's highlighted by this sack lunch for Joshua Townsend. Demolished this man off the edge and put the fear in Snyder. 28-7 now as Rapid City also punted it away. And less than a minute till the half when Cole Snyder throws a dart for a 29-yard gain down to the 2. Rapid City would make a couple of stops here, but on third down, Snyder finds Jamarian Wheeler for 6, and the senior gets them a little closer. 28-14, Stego's in front. Now 40 seconds till the half was enough time for Rapid City to drive the field on a few passes from Barrage that was set up a 35-yard field goal attempt from Wells as time expired. Kick was drilled for 3 more points, and Rapid City pushed the lead back to a 17-point game. First drive of the second half was methodical, culminated in Snyder hitting the magic man, Porter Rooks again to cut the lead to 10 points. Plenty of time left in this thing. On the next drive, Rapid City was 3 and out, but so was Eastern Michigan, with Kobe Garland getting a huge sack on third down to get the Stegos the ball back with just under 2 minutes to play in the third. Fortunately, Rapid City stalled out again. This time it was Barrage finally making a mistake and tossing an INT to Bryce Llewellyn. Eastern Michigan would start with the ball down 10 in the fourth. Now it's 2nd and 5. Remember Kobe Garland sacking the third? Well, add a lurking interception to his resume as he drops into coverage and steals one from Snyder to get the Stegos the ball back. Just a great job of keeping the eyes on the QB. 3rd and 12 now, and talk about clutch as Barrage tosses the screen over to Keontae Truth, who rumbles down the sidelines for 40 yards and a huge first. More clutch incoming as Barrage rolls right on 4th and 1 to find Maverick Bentley for the first. A gutsy call from Dingledub for 2. 2 minutes to go. Rapid City forces Eastern Michigan to use all 3 timeouts and bring up a 4th and 4 in no man's land. The call? Go for it. Barrage brings a man in motion and finds a short hitch to ice this thing to McLawler. 31-21 is your final, and Charlie Barrage walks away with player of the game as the Stegos start their season 1-0. And they sing the alma mater with the crowd. Shout out to Willie Parker for his 2-touchdown performance that nabbed him Independent Player of the Week on offense. Now, a couple of recruiting updates as we head to the Week 2 showdown with Toledo. First up, Coach getting a little better on the recruiting trail with QBs, DBs, and D linemen. Rapid City is in hot pursuit of 3-star Tennessee athlete projected to be QB Khalil Rivers, hoping to grab him before the Volunteers notice. They'll visit the Stegos in Week 7 for the Missouri game, along with Gem middle linebacker Mike Latoris and strong safety Shane Roseboom. Rapid City also is going after 3-star wide receiver J.R. Davis out of Belmont, Massachusetts, and has the early lead. Okay, off to Toledo for Game 2 of the season in the rain. Both teams come into this 1-0 looking to keep the momentum going. Rapid City sporting the all-whites in the rain is a choice, that's for sure. You're going to be muddy. Rapid City would get the ball first in this one and convert a big 4th down in their own territory, but it was only to not convert another one near midfield on the same drive. So Toledo would take a sack on 1st down, but hit a 36-yard pass to Junior Vandeross to get down in Rapid City territory immediately. But next play, meet Taj Coles, who swims into the backfield for a sack and pushes Toledo to a 2nd and 24. Now we'll skip to 3rd and 9, and guess who comes rumbling into the backfield again? Taj Coles lights up Gleason and forces Toledo to settle for 3. Toledo leads. Now, Rapid City gets things moving on this screen to Keontae Truth, but again, risks it and goes on 4th down to CJ Peaks to convert for the first. Nice 15-yard run by Spencer Streets and a 28-yard pass to Scooter McDougie have Rapid City in business as the first quarter comes to a close. 3rd and 4 now, and Barrage to Peaks again for the first to set up this eventual 2nd and goal untouched run from Spencer Streets for Rapid City's first points of the game. Apparently, he was a big fan of the ref. Not sure what that was about. Okay. Next possession, Toledo gets a couple of firsts, but eventually stalls out and has to punt it away. Now we'll move forward a bit. 38 seconds left in the half on this 3rd and 4, and Barrage hits Jimmy Beans for 26 to the red zone, where Spencer Streets would keep the momentum rolling for another 9. But a few plays later, Barrage makes a mistake. He rolls left, looks for McDougie, but he's late on the throw, and Avery Smith undercuts it, saving the Rockets. Gleason would take a knee, and at the break, it's 7-3. Rapid City leads in a downpour. All right, first play of the third is a 24-yard run from Jacquez Stewart to get Toledo going. He'd follow that with another 14-yard run, but great coverage from Noah Collins Jr. on the ensuing 3rd down forced Toledo to punt this thing away. The next drive was highlighted by this 21-yard Keontae Truth run and a beautiful 21-yard pass to junior Scott McLawler. Unfortunately, the drive would stall out at the 10 and force this field goal attempt, and look at this. Doink. The gods take Rapid City's side and give them 3. 10-3, Stegos. Toledo would go 3 and out on their next drive. Rapid City again would give this thing to Keontae Truth as he busted a 35-yard run to the Toledo 44. Take the game to the 4th quarter with Rapid City still clinging to that 10-3 lead. Truth was averaging 9 yards a carry at this point, really putting the team on his back. Now, pressure on Barrage here would force a bad throw, and Toledo would get this ball back with an entire quarter to go. 3rd and 3 now. Cover your eyes. Larry Stevens catches the slant, and no one can catch him as he takes this thing 71 yards to the house to tie the game with just over 4 minutes left. Now, Rapid City's lack of speed at DB really showed up here. It's a problem that Dingle-Dumper has to fix. First play of Rapid City's next drive, Barrage tries to fit one in a really tight window. Is picked off by McNeil Warren, who returns this thing all the way to the 2-yard line to make it even worse. Rapid City was imploding. Silver lining here is the defense steps up and holds Toledo to 3 points, so it's 13-10. Rockets lead with 3:13 to go. All right, we'll move forward to this 4th and 1, where Barrage would keep the drive alive to Bentley down the sideline that led to another 4th down and inches, where again, Barrage would find McLawler for another clutch first. Less than a minute to go here, and Streets would take 1 5 yards. 2nd down now, and Truth takes another carry for 3 more yards. So it's 3rd down, clock still running. Streets gets to give, finds his way into the end zone to give Rapid City the lead late with 26 seconds to go. Could the Rapid City defense hold off to win this thing by 4? 3rd and 17 now for Toledo. His big 93 Kobe Garland got a sack the prior play, and freshman DeMarvin Holland picks off Gleason to deliver Rapid City the 2-0 start to the season, the weather against them. Spencer Streets would pick up player of the game in this one with 2 big touchdowns, and Charlie Barrage would need to cut down on those turnovers. 2 horribly timed interceptions in this one really stood out, man. All right, let's hit the recruiting update. J.R. Davis still with Rapid City on the mind, but Boston College is trying to get in on the race. They've also jumped out on corner Chris Gentry and scheduled him to come visit in week 12 for the Liberty game. Tennessee still hasn't noticed Khalil Rivers, but Rapid City continues to send the house on the kid. And the race for Mike Latoris is heating up just a bit, with Syracuse and Temple making up some ground. Same goes for Shane Roseboom, who gets a massive interest increase with Syracuse and decides to visit them before Rapid City in week 5. Newcomers to the recruiting updates that Rapid City leads on include punter Rico Entagwe, gem-free safety Tangy Biscuits, defensive tackle TJ Powers Thompson out of Wyoming, and corner Tim Cox. Now, next time we'll see Rapid City take on Buffalo with a few familiar names in FCS Southeast. Style will change when we get to season 2. Remember that. Some play-by-play returning for big drives and less of this narration style like this video was. Of course, get those prospect names in. I've got all this incoming class lined up, but I already need names for season 2, so submit them at the link in the pinned comment. Look out for a possible Road to Glory stream at some point. But for now, more Rapid City on the way as the entire first season is recorded. So, like the video, subscribe if you're not so you know when the next one drops, and I'll see you then. Until then, though, go Stegos.